In this video, we're going to take a look at how to create date ranges. So the easiest way to build a date range is through the use of parameters. What I'm going to do in this example here is we're going to start building the parameter from the discover side, and then we're going to complete it on the formulate side. So in this case, what I want to do is I want to create a parameter off of this attribute called sales date full month name. You'll see it's just a list of all of the months. And so I'm just going to right click on it and choose create parameter. And what we'll see is it creates this parameter object. In order to do what we want, what I want to do is I want to create two of these. But instead of going through the same process for both, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one and first I'm going to make it permanent, meaning it's going to be a shareable, reusable object. So I'm just going to make this thing shareable. It's going to ask me where I want to put it. So I'll put it in this folder here and we'll just call it start month. Go ahead and hit save. And we'll see we now have this object here called start month. I'm going to go ahead and open it in Formulate so that we can see what it looks like. This is what's called a model parameter. It is returning all of the months within this data set. It's a single select, and it's by default going to grab the first date within the list, and then we're going to represent this as a drop down. So this is what I want. In order to create the second one, all I'm going to do is just duplicate this. And it'll have the exact same parameters except for the default. For the default, I'm just going to say that this is going to default to the last value. And then I'm going to rename this and we'll just call this end month. So now I've got a start month and an end month. I'm going to go ahead and save that change. And then to make it into a date range, what we're going to do is we're going to create a list. And the list is going to use the two parameters. So I'm just going to click on the list object up here on the toolbar. And you'll notice there is an object called a range list. So we're going to go ahead and select the range list. We're going to find our parameter. And let's go ahead and navigate to where we stored those. So we're going to use the start month as the first value in the range. And then for the second one, we are going to use the end parameter. And so we'll get the end month. And so if I were to preview this, what we should see are all of the months of data in this data set, because remember I set the default for the first one to be the first member. I set the default for the second one to be the last member. So I'm seeing all of them there. So let's go ahead and save this, and we're going to put it in the same spot. We'll just call this month range. And then if we want to see this in action, we can just up on the toolbar, click Quick Discovery. And what you'll see is that we've got our start month and our end month. So if I go ahead and change this, so maybe we end month to December 2016, and maybe we start the month at October 2015, you can see as I'm making selections for the start and end month, it's actually changing that list. Okay, so in this video, we're showing you how to create the date range. I'm going to actually have a second video that will show you, once you've got a date range, what are some other things that you can do with that date range. But for now, we'll just keep it simple like this. I'm going to drop this in my categories. We'll pick a measure so that we can see that over time. And now I've got this nice setup to where I can pick a start date and an end date, and we will see that created here. So that's video number one. Like I said, there will be a second video to show you additional things you can do with the date range. But for now, we'll leave it at that. Thank you.